Right, legends. If the bulls has any chance for a little bit more upwards momentum, this level needs to hold. Otherwise, we are going to come and claim the lows over here. Right, as per the thumbnail, breakout, or the bulls need to hold this level. The bulls need to hold this level. Guess where we are? We are at the 1.618. You all know the magic about this 1.618 level over here. Legends, today we will analyze the price of Bitcoin, explain what happened during my morning update up until now, the short that I am currently in right over here. I'm in a short because that's a level that I highlighted this morning. Weekly naked point of control, daily naked point of control. That is exactly where we got the rejection. I'm in a short, and the bulls need to defend this level if we can still find some upwards momentum and potentially continue the breakout here to the upside, but it's not looking good. It is hanging on by a thread over here. Ooh, legends, what is happening? Let's get the show on the road and do the introduction while I take a sip of water. Let's go. There we go.
Big move in Bitcoin then, in contrast to all the notes I wrote pre-show, which were telling me that this was going to put Bitcoin under pressure.
The narrative that perhaps this launch of these political meme coins will sap flows from Bitcoin is showing us that it's really not the case this morning. If anything, it's just accelerated the momentum and the excitement around cryptocurrency under another Trump administration.
Hi, 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽. What is all this FOMO about? Should I buy Bitcoin now?
Are you smoking your socks? You should rather watch my show. You should rather watch my show.
Right, legends, not looking good here for the price of Bitcoin at the moment. Let me get the background music on here. Softly, gently in the background. Right, legends, we are losing the 1.618 level. The bulls need to step in to defend this level. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Can we get a double bottom here from the 2 extension? Right, maybe an SFP from this low. I'll give it another try, another attempt here to the upside, but we are losing the momentum. We have lost the breakout here to the upside. If I go here onto the 15-minute time frame, right, this is the breakout that I was watching. Okay, trend line from the high to the low to that pivot, and this was just an absolute mess over here. But where did we get the rejection, legends? This morning during my very short update in terms of the trading scenarios that I'm watching today, I did say, right, there's a chance that the bulls can defend this level, and that was the beautiful swing failure pattern with a 786 to come and claim the highs again. So that trade played out to perfection. And then we got the rejection. Let me switch on my weekly levels over here, which we all prepared together this morning during my update. That is exactly where we got the rejection. I mean, technical analysis, for those of you that tell me technical analysis don't work, I mean, come on, right, come on, right. Now we're getting the dump here to the downside. Can we get a successful swing failure pattern here from the lows? We've just taken the lows, okay? That was the level the bulls needed to defend. We're currently getting a nice little reaction over here. I do like the reaction. You know, the bulls are defending the level. They are trying their best to defend this level. Ooh, but what I don't like, legends, is... Okay, let's analyze the price of Bitcoin here together. Currently in a short at the weekly naked point of control and daily level that I highlighted this morning, because horizontal support and resistance always takes priority over diagonal support and resistance. So if you can perfect the D-line strategy, considering horizontal support and resistances. That is where the magic lies from a risk management perspective, getting into successful trades and also spotting the fake outs to the upside. Ooh, it looked like AR. I was looking at AR over here. It looked like it was forming this nice little beautiful bullish pennant over here, and it looked like it wanted to go. And all right, it's not over yet. This could be a retest for continuation. And if Bitcoin is going to continue the momentum to the downside, you all know what's going to happen, right? These nice little breakouts that we're seeing on some of our favorite altcoins, people getting bullish, ETH breaking out, Chainlink getting upwards momentum, AR breaking out. This could all be very short-lived if Bitcoin does not behave and does not find support very soon. Okay, there is red volume, or in my case, purple volume kicking in, confirming selling pressure kicking in here on the price of Bitcoin. What a fake out. Rejection by the weekly point of control, currently getting the momentum here to the downside. And also, legends, I mean, if you zoom into this little price action, if you did not get into that short, market often gives you a second opportunity to get in. If you did not manage to catch that short, I mean, look at this, okay? FIB from the high to the low, 0.618, that is where you got the rejection. So you play the retracement, okay? You'll have a further stop loss. You'll have to deploy a little bit less capital, but you got the rejection at the 618, and now we're tumbling here to the downside. Currently, okay, getting a swing failure pattern from this little pivot over here. Getting the reaction. Let's see, you know, usually in trading, they say when you have a high amount of volume and it does look like it is finding support and it's trading above the level, that could be the end of something and the beginning of something new. Right, let's see. We also did speak about in this morning's update. Let me go back here onto the 15-minute time frame, and based on that local bearish CVD, okay, that was building up here to the upside, as we got the swing failure pattern from the point of control, let me put it in there, got a beautiful swing failure pattern, and as price was moving up, there was just continuous local bearish CVD building up, which I also highlighted in this morning's update. From my trading plan perspective, continuous bearish CVD building up, and now we took the low because the target for the bearish CVD was this low, and we took it. We took the low. And I know, I do know that some of the I mean, I didn't manage, if I saw this price action in time, or if I was not here in the live stream, I would have most probably attempted along over here, tight stop loss, and as price is moving in my direction, you protect position and you start taking profits when you hit resistance. That's what you do, right? Those small little moves can be significant from a trading perspective if you exercise good risk management. I also dropped a little bit of an educational video inside of our Legends Pro community in terms of how to practice good risk management. Okay, so Pro members, if you have not checked out that video, I will make it available to the YouTube community as well, but I wanted the Pro members to go and check it out first. So it's unlisted. I'm deciding when I'm going to release it to the rest of the community, because in that video, I see people, not in the video, I see people getting wrecked. I see people bleeding out their accounts, and I just needed to make a proper risk management video in terms of how do you safely execute a trade, and if it goes against you, not bleed out your account. Okay, looking for the next trading setup, taking profits where you're supposed to be taking profits, and why leverage does not matter. You heard me. No one wants to talk about it. Everyone gets excited when they, or fearful when they see someone post a screenshot of an amazing trade and they apply 200x leverage, and then you get comments like, how on earth did you get into that trade with 200x leverage? Leverage does not matter. It's all about position size, right? And I explained that in the video update that I did this, well, like literally 30 minutes ago for our Legends Pro community. Yes, Boot, the music maker in the house. Let me see. I see his comment here on my feed. Let me go. Hannes, welcome to the live stream. My brother here in the house. The person responsible for that amazing intro song that everyone loves, including myself. Right, Elizabeth. Hello, folks. Hi, Dewald. I see that there is someone, this person, and I don't know how to pronounce your name. Bro, please remove the KYC for claiming $100 bonus. In Andy's It's perfect. Only through your link we are facing this issue. I'm not sure why you are facing the issue, because I have just selected the link and there is no KYC requirement. I'm not sure what the issue is. You might have to log it with 𝗬𝗍𝗂𝗍 support team themselves. It's unfortunately outside of my control. Perhaps some of the rules have been violated. I'm not sure. You need to get in contact with the 𝗬𝗍𝗂𝗍 support team, right? Because many of my community members have successfully claimed the $100 and even the $200 by transferring $200 into your features account. You leave it there for 24 hours, you get another $100. Right, unless you have violated some of the rules or didn't read, didn't apply by the rules or something. I'm not sure. You need to speak to the 𝗬𝗍𝗂𝗍 team. And I did see that you did post some comments inside of my live streams as well. So I'm not sure why there's a KYC requirement from your perspective, but mostly everyone, okay, has gotten their $200 or even their $100 to trade with. So I'm not sure why there is a KYC requirement, because it's not here, right? If I go into this link and I select it again, just to open up a new fresh link, wait for that to load up. There's no KYC requirement. Okay, no, I've tested it. And I know many people that got into the 𝗬𝗍𝗂𝗍 exchange claiming their $100 by only linking their email in their cell phone number. So remember, legends, that is the special. That's not going to last forever. It's almost going to dry up. You get that free $100 by selecting this link down in the description. Okay, if you go and search via Google or anything like that, you're not going to qualify for the bonus. You get up to 30K sign-up bonus that gets airdropped into your account the more you trade. And also you get that free $100 and 50% discount on your fees. So 𝗬𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗍 are really pulling out the stops over here. And if you haven't taken advantage of this deal, right, you are going to miss out, because it's not going to lie. These deals don't come up often. And when these deals come up, you need to take advantage of this. Right, legends, $100 for free only by using the link down in the description. We are currently getting the dump. Now the question is, if Bitcoin continues to dump here to the downside, how low can we go, right? So let's quickly go here onto the 1 hour time frame. So now, legends, this was the scenario that I spoke about this morning in my trading update. Shorting opportunity right over there. And now we're getting the dump to the downside. So how far can we go? And there's a couple of ways to determine it, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is, right, let's take a normal Fibonacci from the low to the high. We still have a 0.786 level that has not been tapped. And the question is, do we have any other areas of confluence with this level? When I take a trend-based FIB and I measure this correction from the high to the low to the high, now this is where it gets interesting. So we still have, okay, let me take the brushes here out the way. We still have, legends, a 1.236 level that has not been tapped, which is a corrective structure target. We have tapped the 1-to-1 over here, got the bounce to the upside, rejected, and this is the next zone where I will be paying attention with that little pivot over there. Swing failure from the pivot. Okay, because this could potentially still be the following. Let me switch on my today analysis. I hope it's not going to make the chart too messy. I just want to see what I have over there. Right, no, let's rather not do that, legends. It's just making the chart way too messy at the moment. Right, legends, so this is the box. This is the box where we still need to pay attention. So that is why it's important to have a trading plan to the bottom and a trading plan to the top. This was our long trade this morning, okay? This was our long trade this morning, and you need to take profits when you hit resistance. That's what we do from a day trading perspective. We got rejected by the resistance, and that was the short opportunity to the downside. Now we need to pay attention to this little box over here. Okay, let me grab my box right over there. Okay. What you would like to see is a nice reaction from the price of Bitcoin, okay? You want price to dip into the level and it needs to start consolidating sideways, okay? I am not interested in a long trade over here as long as the price of Bitcoin is falling to the downside. no long, especially if you tap the 0.88 level, the Fibonacci Fib retracement. If you tap that 0.88 level, you increase the probabilities of taking this low and going down lower, right? So we are not out of this range just as yet. Not just as yet, but okay, we will talk about the levels here to the downside in a moment. If things gets really aggressive to the downside, there's some levels here that I would like to highlight, and we can look at these levels. If price continues to fall here to the downside, where potentially can we find support? If price does not find support here at $95,000. Right. Cool, let me take the scribble here out the way. So let's pay attention to this box over here, legends. I mean, it might be a couple of successful trades that's now played out today, right? It was the long, it was the short, and there's potentially another long opportunity going to play out over here. Remember to smash up that like button on your way in. Subscribe for future notifications, because this is where we do pure technical analysis. Right? It doesn't get any better than this. Technical analysis gets respected so beautifully, right? Ooh, I'm not sure, legends, who got into this short. I'm sure that the pro members got into that short. Let me know in the comments who on earth got into this short over here. Let me know in the comments. Right, legends, something else, okay? Something else that I want to check out over here is the following. Let's take all the Fibonacci's out the way, just this one. If price does not find support in this box, okay, if price does not get support in this box, unfortunately we still have the 1.618, which ironically has confluence with this little low for a potential swing failure pattern. Okay, because this looks like it could be forming. Okay, now we need to talk a little bit bearish. Price is falling here to the downside. People are getting nervous, right? Some of their favorite altcoins are breaking out, and now potentially it looks like fakeouts here to the upside. So if Bitcoin continues momentum here to the downside and it does not find support over here, this is the potential structure that I'm looking at. And A, B, and we are now busy with an extended C wave here to the downside, where I can see 1, 2, 1, 2, and ironically that little pivot rejected by the 786 Fibonacci, which makes this a valid 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay, so I just quickly want to see if I take a trend base Fib from, I want to measure this wave. How deep can this wave go? Okay, so I take it from the high to the low to the high. Okay, so it tells me that if this is forming a 1, 2, 1, 2, and this is a third wave continuing here to the downside, okay, there is your 1.618 for that third wave. After a third wave, what happens? You create a fourth wave. Okay, maybe you find resistance of the levels that you've just lost, and you can go and create a final fifth wave to the downside. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you start with a double 1, 2 combo, 4, 5. Okay, so you could potentially get another leg down. You get the SFP at the 1.618 at the lows. You get that SFP, and it could make a double bottom and then find continuation back to the upside. Right, legends, not looking sexy here at the moment, okay, with this little dumpy dump that we're getting here to the downside. And I mean, okay, I just want to zoom out and look at this entire structure, okay? If things are going to get really nasty here to the downside, I mean, I do like this pivot, okay? I really like this pivot because I can just imagine how much and how many stop losses are below this low. People speculating on this breakout, and you formed a higher low, and now you're just going to rock and roll and continue here to the upside, right? So it would be nice. What if we tap this 1.618, you stop out everyone, and then you find continuation to the upside, resetting the funding rates, stopping out all the longs, and I can just imagine the amount of liquidations that will occur once we take that low. And what is interesting, let's take a Fibonacci here from the low to the high. Oh, we do have confluence. This is now where technical analysis starts becoming very sexy, okay? We do have confluence with a 786 level. And for those of you that's been following me for a long time, okay, know that I have been speaking about the 786 level because I did mention, very strange, that this damn pivot did not claim a proper Fibonacci level. So if price had to find momentum to the downside, it would be nice to just claim that level properly, which aligns with the 1.618. You could potentially be forming 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. You tap that 786 level, which gives this structure still bullish continuation to the upside. So what I'm trying to highlight over here, legends, is, okay, we're getting a small little dump to the downside. In the bigger scheme of things, okay, we are still inside of this structure. And we have been ranging inside of this structure extremely long. So, you know, there's still that chance that you claim all that liquidity, you tap the 786 level here properly, and you know, and that liquidity pool still goes down a little bit lower. From a liquidity heat map perspective, let's go check it out. Right, legends? Remember the free $100. You don't want to miss out on the free $100. Signing up with Weeks and only linking it with an email or a cell phone number. Right. Let's go and have a look at the liquidity heat map over here. Let's go on to the 1 week. Let's just see. I just want to grab that pivot and see where that liquidity lies. We might have to just use my favorite model over here. Ooh, we still have nice liquidity at 95,236, 95,236. Round about, oh, it's in that zone, legends. It's in that zone. That liquidity pool is in that zone where I said we need to pay attention. Okay, that little liquidity pool, can everyone see that? Yes. That liquidity pool is inside the 1.236 and that 786 level that I've highlighted here on the smaller time frames, right in that zone over there. So, you know, SFP here from the low, 1.236, okay, we need to pay attention because it's not to say that we are going to come fall down and then we are going up. You could definitely find support here and have another attempt to the upside. But it's about having a trading plan, right? It's about having a plan at the bottom. So now we have a plan. I will be paying attention to this zone over here together with a 1.618, and I do like this little pivot. Okay, there's a little pivot over there, but let's just call it the 786. Okay, this is where we need to pay attention. We have the 1.618 and we have the 786 and we have this little pivot for potential SFP. So if price gets really nasty here to the downside, this is a zone where I will be paying attention. If we don't get here, then legends, you know, let's pay attention to this little box. Let's go back here onto the 15-minute time frame. This little box over here, also a potential longing opportunity because you might not get here, but it's about having a plan ready and seeing the reaction at that level, like what happened over here, like what happened with this naked point of control. Look at that beautiful swing failure pattern. You came back up and you tapped the 786 there to perfection when you measure this structure. 786 to perfection. And I said in my update, if you're going to tap the 0.88, then you increase the probabilities of taking the low before we take the highs. Okay, well, that high. Right, so it played out even with the bearish CVD that was building up on the way down, on the way up, and then we rejected here by the weekly point of control. And you guys can see how powerful these levels can be from a day trading perspective. Absolutely magical. So we need to pay attention at $95,000 and $93,500. This is now my longing plan to the downside. So if price continues to the downside, I'm going to be paying attention to these two levels over here. Okay, so let me take the scribble out the way. Let's see what is cooking over here, and then I'll go through some comments. Okay, take that out the way. We have our plan at the bottom. We have our boxes marked out. We know what to do. Because it just could be an ABC, AB, and this is kind of the structure that could potentially play out here. If we go down lower, right, it's just another ABC, ABC, and maybe it's just forming that another, just looking at it, maybe this is a W, X, Y back to the upside, and then we fall down, right? Because multiple WABCs basically creates a WXY structure, but I mean, it's just been such a long structure. It would be nice to actually hold the low, make a higher low, and just find some continuation here back to the upside. Right, legends, let's go through some comments, and then I will do some more technical analysis here on the price of Bitcoin. So if price does find support and we move to the upside, well, where do I plan to take profits? Okay, that's the question. Okay, cool, legends, let's go. If ETH holds support at a 2 wave, it will look very bullish. Okay, we can go look at ETH when we do some altcoins, definitely. Okay, what is AR doing? Not too sexy here at the moment. Right, but I mean, I do have a protected position all the way down. Yeah, I do have a protected position over here. Okay, so AR must just do what AR wants to do. If I do get stopped out, and I will just have a new trading plan, maybe an SFP here from the lows. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe it holds this triangle, it still consolidates, and then it finds upwards momentum. Right, and we can go and look at ETH in a moment as well. But yeah, Bitcoin is still falling here to the downside with increased selling pressure kicking in from a volume perspective. Right, ETH holding 93 yearly open to 93.3k yearly open to, yes, 93.3, right about there is the yearly open. But I mean, looking at this structure, for a bullish bounce to the upside, legends, you don't want price to lose the 786. If there's any chance of still finding higher momentum coming to claim these highs over here, okay, the high here at $102,000, it needs to find support at the 786, because when you tap the 0.88 at $92,512, you increase the probabilities of taking the low before you take the high, and that's going to look really bad. Okay, it's going to really put a lot of strength into the bear camp. So we should not, ideally not tap the 0.88 level over here. Right. We also have a weekly level just above this high. Interesting. We have a weekly level just above this high. Just want to go and switch on my daily levels, point of controls, and we can go and have a look at all the levels here to the upside. Dewald, will you delete that weekly point of control if you leave it for at least 2 to 3 days? I will delete it tomorrow. Okay, you can actually already delete it because it's already served its purpose. Okay, once a level, for me, as at least as a technical trader, once a level has been respected and it did its job from a shorting perspective, it's no longer valid. Okay. Yes, it can still offer maybe some support and resistance, but I don't look at it anymore. The most interesting level now is this daily level. So if we do move up, I will not be paying attention to this level. I'll be looking at the daily level. Why? Because it's still fresh and it has not been tapped. So if price does find strength here to the upside, breaks the trend, okay, I will not be looking for a short in this zone any longer. I will be looking for a short at this daily level. Potential resistance, because this level already served its purpose. Once a daily level, a weekly level, or a naked point of control has been tapped and it did its job, it's no longer valid. Okay, so this naked point of control can be deleted. This weekly level can be deleted. Oops, it would help if I delete the right stuff. Okay, it can be deleted. Okay, let's try again. Right, delete. It served its purpose. It did what it was supposed to do. But for the purposes of this live stream, okay, maybe we should leave it there. Let me just do this. For the purpose of this live stream, let's just leave it there for now, right? Let me take the brushes out the way. I am, however, going to delete this naked point of control because it served its purpose. It's no longer valid. And now, legends, this is the box that I'm waiting for. Basically, in a nutshell, I'm waiting for a swing failure pattern from this low. It could get choppy. You know, you have to remember that the market makers does not always make it easy to get into a trade. For me, this was an easy long. I did not take that long. I was still sleeping during this time, or I was busy with other things. Yeah, I was busy with other things. I was already awake, but I did not take this long. I did, however, play the retest. I took that long. Okay, so what I'm saying is I did take the long, but I didn't take it from this pivot. I took it at the 786. I saw the bearish CVD and I protected my position. So I have a free trade to the upside, and if it goes, and this was my profit taking area. I was like, I'm giving the bulls a benefit of the doubt. And that's why I said in my morning update, trade the price action. Yes, it's important to look at CVD, but I was trading the price action. So I went in with a smaller position. I didn't go in heavy or aggressive when I entered over here at the 786, like literally minutes before I gave the update this morning to everyone. Okay, went in over there and I closed my position over here. Closed it. I was out. I mean, this was a nice risk to reward trade. For me, beautiful day trade in the bag, and now I'm in a short over here at the moment. My profit taking area for the short is claiming this low, right? This is where I want to take profits. But what I wanted to highlight, legends, is the market makers, the people that manipulate the price, as some people like to say, don't always make it easy. This was a beautiful one. This was a beautiful short, okay? Often what does happen is you get this price action. It chops, it chops, it chops, and then it finds upwards momentum, and you struggle to get into that trade because every time you enter with good risk management, it stops you out and it stops you out. And then by the time you get tired of re-entering this trade, it then leaves without you. And this is what happened over here. This was not an easy zone to get into. And it could do exactly the same thing over there. I knew that there was strong support. I had a, technical analysis told me it has to find support in the zone and start turning around. And I got stopped out twice and I went to bed. Later that night, I went to bed. I did not get into this long. It was just stopping me out, stopping me out, stopping me out. And then I did not re-enter over there. And then price left without me. It is what it is, but at least I got stopped out without losing money because I continuously protected my position. Risk management is such an important aspect of successful trading. Right, so it can get choppy, it might get difficult, or you might just get that beautiful swing failure pattern and it moves up. I mean, that's what we're all hoping for, to get the beautiful SFP. Like what happened over there, like what happened over there, and it just leaves, okay? It just leaves. That's a beautiful swing failure pattern. This was a failed auction. Failed auctions are very difficult to trade, very difficult to get into because they continuously stop you out and then price leaves without you. Right. Let's go through some more comments. Hi, can I ask, what do you think about fetch? Right, altcoin requests here on the way. I will go through some altcoins in a moment. Let's just finish up the technical analysis here on Bitcoin. Do you see a CVD divergence now? Let's go and have a look at CVD. What is cooking here at the moment? Okay, can't use this low. It's been invalidated, right? So, I mean, I now need, after the price, okay, this is something that I pay attention to. We've now taken the low. So I cannot consider any CVD in this range from a local perspective. And you have to know that local CVD always takes priority over larger time frame CVD, like on the 15-minute. So if I go onto the 15-minute, I do acknowledge that we have insane bullish CVD. It goes without saying. Look at this. You still have higher high on price action. You have higher high on price action. CVD is absolutely tumbling here to the downside. Okay, you have lower low on CVD over there, you have lower low on CVD over there, and you have lower low on CVD over there. Right, but there was also bullish CVD against those two pivots. Against, you know, the same pivot over here, there was bullish CVD against those two pivots. The target was the high. It took the high. So this CVD already played out. So I am now interested in this pivot. I'm not too interested in this pivot anymore. And this is why I say, legends, CVD on smaller time frames is way more powerful than looking at CVD on the larger time frames, because a trader might look at this and say, oh my word, this looks amazing. Bullish CVD, bullish divergence, hidden bullish divergence on the RSI, and then price goes to the downside. And then you're like, oh, why? Okay, because I can tell you guys now, on the daily time frame and on the 4-hour and 8-hour time frame, we have insane bullish CVD. But then why is price dropping to the downside? Because local CVD always takes priority. Okay, look at this. This is what I want to show. So you have the larger bullish CVD. Okay, but now look at that. Between those two pivots, you have bearish CVD. Okay, triple confirmation on all three lines. You have bearish CVD, the target is the low. Now the bearish CVD has played out, but this local CVD will always override the larger time frame CVD. Always. Okay, so if you do spot larger time frame bullish CVD, locally you need to see bullish CVD as well to confirm. This CVD needs to confirm that this CVD is going to play out. And this is why I don't use CVD on the larger time frames. It's just, yeah, I'd rather look at confluences, weekly level, daily levels. I mean, that's way more powerful. Right. Please, I'm a music lover. Can you please give me the name of the track music? Now can't find it, please. The music that's playing in the background, this song? This song is unfortunately not available on any streaming platforms because this is a song that my brother made for me. Okay, I needed a specific song that is 2 hours long, so he produced the song for me so it can continuously play in the background for 2 hours and not give me a copy strike. A copy strike hit on my YouTube video where YouTube basically goes and deletes the video because I used copyright music. And this is why my brother made this song for me. Okay, so you won't be able to find it anywhere, right? Including the introduction song, also made by me and my brother. Cool, the song is cool. Your brother is talented. Yes, definitely, definitely. Yes. Then why are you watching? I'm not sure. Maybe you're speaking to someone else over here. No harmonics on the low time frames. All you need to see. Right. No, it's not. Okay, cool. Bro, thank you so much. And tell your brother he's a genius, a great genius. I will. I'm sure he's here in the live stream. So, Hannes, people love your songs. Okay. Thanks for producing this here, especially for the live streams. Right, Robin Hood on Solana, please, my boss, smash up the like. Yes, legends, I know we can do better than there's 70 likes, 220 people watching the live stream here at the moment. I know that we can be, you know, the price of Bitcoin looks bearish, but I know we can be a little bit more bullish here on the like button. Okay, do you still have a like in you? Why not share it here on this channel? When should I use a lock and linear chart, Dewald? Very good question. Very, very good question. Logarithmic scale I only use on larger time frames, daily, weekly, monthly and up. Okay, and especially if the price has moved more than 100%. You might ask yourself, well, why? Okay, which you are asking, is because 1% at $100,000 versus 1% at $20,000 is completely different. Okay, 1% at $20,000 is a much bigger difference than a 1% at $100,000. Okay, so at $30,000, a 1% might look like that, and at $100,000, 1% might look at like something like this. So what logarithmic does, especially on the larger time frames, is it corrects the inefficiencies. Okay, and it's much better to analyze a specific chart on larger time frames, on the log, how do you say it? Because some people say, Dewald, you don't say logarithmic, you say logarithmic. I just call it logarithmic, okay? Right? That is what I call it. So it caters for the percentage changes, so it puts the chart into perspective. A good example to use is if I look at AR here on the 12-hour time frame, okay? And you look at this entire structure here on the 12-hour time frame, right? Now you want to go and count the waves properly, and let's say you ask me, Dewald, where's the low over there? Now I have to try and figure out where is that low, okay? And now it also looks like, okay, it's going to take the low, right? We're very close. We're going to start taking this low down here as well. But it becomes very interesting. So if I now take a ruler and I measure the movement here to the upside, that is 1,269%. As soon as I go over 100%, I already know I need to start using logarithmic scale, because then it puts everything into perspective. And as soon as I do that, now, ooh, wow, now it looks way better. I can count the waves way better using the logarithmic scale over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes sense. There's a clear pivot low that I can now spot very closely. I can, do my Fibonacci's way better. I can see that we've only now tapped a 0.618 when I take a Fibonacci from the low to the high. 618 level is where AR is finding support at the moment. I can now also see that AR still has a lot of breathing room until it gets to the 786, which is the maximum bouncing area that I want to see on AR, $6.43, right? So the logarithmic just makes things way better on the larger time frame, and it caters for the percentages and puts it back into perspective. I hope that's answered your question. And I like to answer questions that could potentially benefit everyone. Right. Cool. Let's go, Mr. Goldstar. Hey, big brains. Where have you been? Please tell us where and with what settings to see a CVD chart as you have it. It looks different in the link provided. Yes, I do have the link down in the description. You need to import the script that we have inside of our Legends Pro community. So in order to see all 3 lines, like I've got it in here, you need to import the script. So what you can do is you can go and join our Legends free community, because we have a paid for and a free section. And even on the free section, you can go into the chats and you can ask for the script, and the mods will help you out. Gladly will help you out. And there's instructions on how to import it and get it to look exactly like mine. Okay, free template that I'm willing to share. Unfortunately, I cannot share templates on YouTube. I can't put a document in there, otherwise I would have. So you need to join the Legends community in order to get access to the template, because there we are allowed and can share documents, right? So it is a script that you need to import. Right, thanks, Dewald. Appreciate the insight. Is risk reward bigger when you play against the trend? Is risk to reward bigger when you play against the trend? I would argue that it's smaller. Okay, because if you're playing against the trend, it means that you need to be very defensive, right? But the golden rule, okay, let me get some space over here because I love to educate, is your risk to reward. Okay, let's put this on 2%. Can you see 2%? And I put the stop loss on 1%. There we go. Okay, it doesn't want to go to 1%, but we'll just leave it there. I typically will not enter a trade if I don't have a risk to reward of at least 2. Needs to be at least 2, right? There we go. It needs to be at least a 2 risk to reward, which means that for every $10 that you are risking, you are going to make $20 if your TP hits. There's no sense in entering a trade like this, where you are risking way too much money for too little profit. There's no sense in doing that. Right, so for me, my minimum requirement is at least a 2 risk to reward. Okay, right over there, 2 risk to reward. My preferred requirement is a 3 risk to reward. That is my preferred requirement, because then, it makes the trade more worth it. For every $10, I'm going to make $30 to the upside. Right. Cool. Let's get back here onto the price of Bitcoin. Still continuing to fall here to the downside. So, I mean, legends, there's not much. It doesn't make much sense to try and talk about shorting levels here to the upside while price is aggressively dumping. So this is the area that I will pay attention to, and a little bit further down, that is the zone that I will be paying attention to. So it's either a swing failure pattern from this high or the low, or a swing failure pattern from this low, but I do like the 786 level over here, looking at this entire structure. Okay, this entire structure, we have the 786 level over here. So I have a plan, and I have a plan. While price is dumping here to the downside, Dewald, what if things get really nasty? What if it just falls? Okay, now that is the level, those are the levels that we now need to talk about. Okay, so let me take this fib out the way. Let me take this, let's clean the kitchen over here so we can make some nice food, right? And see what we are looking at. Let's go on to the 1 hour time frame and look at this structure. So we still have, guess what? Okay, this is now the beauty. We have a weekly, daily point of control that gave us that perfect shorting opportunity, and you know how beautifully these levels get respected. We have another weekly point of control at $88,000. A little bit below, we've got a daily level. So if things get really nasty to the downside and we lose this pivot and we lose this pivot and we lose this pivot, okay, it's basically a swing failure pattern from that low, or from these two support areas where you could fall down, you find support, and you get momentum back to the upside. What I'd also like to see is, let's go back here onto the 8 hour time frame. Just want to switch those levels off, otherwise it's going to look very dirty. What I want to see is when I take a fib from this low to the high. It is interesting. With this 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5 4 5, I want to see another 4 5 to the upside. So with this entire structure and this momentum here to the upside from this pivot that we formed at $52,585, it is very interesting to note that we have not tapped a proper Fibonacci level just as yet. And that Fibonacci level has confluence. Let's see. Ooh. Beautiful alliance. Beautiful alignment over here. Okay. Weekly point of control at the 0.382. I want to show you guys something. Okay. Let me take this fib out the way. Because when I had a fib from this pivot to the high, I was highlighting the exact same thing, and I know Mr. Crypto Big Brains, the mod one in the comment section over here, he got into this long because I spoke about this 382 level for weeks and weeks and weeks while we were trading here, and then Mr. Crypto Big Brains SFP'd this level with his stop below the low, targeting the highs. Okay, but yeah, basically also paying yourself on the way up. Right, when you tap a Fibonacci level for the first time after momentum to the upside, right, it's usually a strong bouncing level. And now when I take my fib from that pivot and I move it to this pivot, we have not tapped the 0.382 just as yet. So if things get really aggressive to the downside, pay attention. It loses all these levels that we've just spoken about, and it claims this pivot over here. you need to pay attention to $88,000. Pay attention. These weekly point of controls are very, very strong, well-respected levels. Okay, and I'm not going to talk about any levels further down than that because there's a lot that needs to happen before we get here. But we need to be prepared as a community. What if we do get here? We're not going to get scared. Okay, we're not going to cry. We are going to sniper the crap out of that level, right? With good risk management. You need to see the price reaction. You need to see price react at the level, right? If it waterfalls and cuts through a hot knife through butter, I'm not interested in a long. Price needs to slow down and find support. It needs to consolidate. Okay, or give you that beautiful SFP like we had over there. Because then you know where to put your stop loss. Right, so that is basically if things get really nasty here to the downside. Okay, I'm not going to talk about any levels to the upside just as yet because we are still currently getting momentum here to the downside, and it does make sense if you are not in a short from where you are supposed to be shorting from. If you are not in the short and if you did not play the retracement, it's not a zone where I will enter a short. Okay, I do not FOMO into trades. Yes, Mr. Crypto Big Brains, that was such a good long. I know. I will never forget you entering this long over here. Right? It was epic, epic, epic. I know you got into that trade. You showed us your entry over here. And I mean, what a beautiful SFP here from the 382 level. And no, it was actually further down. It was actually further back. Okay. But anyways, the rest is history. But I mean, what a profitable trade. Right, cool legends. So those are basically the levels that I see here on Bitcoin. Not much else at the moment. We do have our trading plans at the bottom. If things get really aggressive to the downside, we know, okay, some of the levels we still need to watch. And now let's go and look at ETH because I see that there's a lot of ETH requests over here. Hi, Dewald, can you draw a trend line from 91 to 92 where they're hanging around now? Let's go check that out. This little trend, that trend, this trend, that trend, we've lost it. Okay, we've lost that trend, we've lost that trend. Now price needs to find support before I can draw a new trend. Right, no, 91, oh, 91k, sorry, I'm stuffing around here on the small. Let's go to the 1 hour. Okay, I'm with you now, I'm with you. 91k, basically this pivot over, no, that was, you basically mean this one, yeah, let's go, right? You're talking about this little one over here. Would be nice to get that, you know, I acknowledge the diagonal support, but like I always mention, horizontal support and resistance always takes priority over diagonal. Okay, and currently we are trading below the trend, but there's support. So the breakout traders might short the crap out of this, put their stop losses over here. Okay, you find support and you go and stop them out. So I always acknowledge horizontal support and resistances over diagonal trends. Okay, right. Cool, let's go and have a look at Ethereum because I saw everyone just saying ETH's breaking out, ETH is breaking out. Ooh, ETH, everyone partying, celebrating, ETH is breaking out, and now what is ETH doing? I mean, that was the breakout long time ago already. The ETH breakout, let's go here onto the 1 hour time frame. The ETH breakout happened last week already on the 12th of Feb. It did the retest on the 13th of Feb. So this is where you were supposed to catch the breakout, either there or the retest. When you take a fib from the low to the high, let's see, most probably 618. Okay, 618 is where we found support, right? So, I mean, I did see some people, they have this trend over there and playing the breakout. It just needs to hold, right? So you have high time frame candle closes above. Now it needs to hold. It needs to hold, but it could potentially stop you out. okay, because that is where your stop loss is supposed to go, right? I will only move, if I was inside of this trade, I will only move my stop loss once you claim that high. There's no ways I will move my stop loss if you don't claim, because you have to start changing market structure. And you could argue higher high, but now you have lower high and higher high. So very confusing, choppy. You will only start changing market structure once you claim that high. Once you claim that high here to the upside, then that is where I move my stop loss a little bit higher. Okay, so for now, ETH has broken the local trend. Bitcoin obviously needs to play ball, and then ETH has a chance for upwards momentum to potentially come and claim this high. It's almost there. It has a chance. It still has, for the moment, it still has more green volume than purple volume or red volume. So it has a chance to find support and move back up to go and claim that high. It has a chance. I mean, it still has a lot of breathing room over here. And that is ETH Bitcoin. I think if Bitcoin finds a support in this box, ETH has a chance. If Bitcoin finds support and it SFPs from this low, I think ETH has a chance. What if Bitcoin finds a support and it gains upwards momentum again? That will be very bullish for ETH. Right. So, and maybe it will not get acceptance back below this trend. Maybe. Okay, cool, legends. Let's go. Opening a beer for our last trade. If price retraces to the 50% FIB from the start to the end, can we jump into the move, as this is wave 1? Are you talking about ETH? I can't pronounce your username, but I've got your comment here on the screen. I'm not sure. Are you referring to ETH? Are you talking about this FIB over here? Are you talking about this FIB over here? It's very difficult. I mean, which time frame? Not sure. No, BTC. Start to the end. Can we jump into the move, as this is wave 1? Oh, I see what you... Right. Are you saying this? 50% is already taken over there. I'm not sure what you mean by 50%. 50% from this low to the high has already been taken. 50% from this low to the high has already been taken. So I'm not sure which 50% you are talking about. Right. It's very difficult to explain yourself via comments. I know, sometimes you're trying to explain yourself and you can only use words and you're also limited by the words. Always better to go and join our Legends Pro community or the Legends community with a link down in the description. And then you can go and post a picture of your chart and you can tell me, Dewald, I've just posted it inside of the chat section on BTC. Go and have a look and I will bring it up and we can go and have a look at it together. It's just way easier to look at a picture of a chart that you are looking at. Okay, we have the free section and we have the paid for section. And then we still have that $100 free here on weeks only by linking your email and or cell phone number. Right, cool, legends. Price is continuing to fall here to the downside. Let's see. I mean, that also looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, can be any structure, but this is the zone. I'm looking for an SFP from this low. And I'm looking for an SFP from this low inside of this box. Because if this is forming a 1, 2, 1, 2, okay, just measuring this 1, 2. Let's go take a trend base FIB from that low high to the low to the high. Yeah, 1.236 is a C wave target. But the 1.618 is a little bit further down. So if this is going to form a third wave, 1, 2, 3, you expect it to come and tap the 1.618 at least. But it is a bit concerning that it's slowing down. Okay, the third wave needs to be aggressive. If this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, you want that third wave to be aggressive to the downside. It needs to fall. It needs to happen quickly. It needs to scare the crap out of everyone, because that is very characteristic of third waves. And the fact that it's just grinding ever so slightly, very choppy here to the downside, tells me that this is most likely a wave 1 or an A wave, and this is an A, B, C, and it's now busy with the C wave here to the downside still, where it can definitely find support inside of that box. Right, cool. Let's see how this reacts. Bro, thanks so much. You are really smart and I really appreciate it. You have changed a lot how I look at the charts. Thanks really from the heart. It's an absolute pleasure. I wish I could OMAP. I'm not sure how to pronounce your username, but it's an absolute pleasure. I'm here to educate and help everyone from a trading perspective. And I appreciate the kind words. Dewald, the 94K range low has also has confluence with value area low. So you're talking about the entire range over here. Let's see. I haven't actually looked at the range in a while. So let's take the fixed range profile from this entire consolidation that we have been in. 94K range. Oh, the 94K range low. You're talking about this range low over here. Okay, so we have the range low, yeah, at the lows as well, which we don't really want to tap. Okay, let's take these levels out because I know now you're talking about this range. Okay, so you do the same thing from this low to where we are right now. Yeah, I mean, you could have a deviation. It would be a bullish sign, okay? Once you claim this low and it gets a reaction, and it gets acceptance back inside of the value area low, that is a bullish sign. As long as it's trading below the value area low over here, that is bearish. Okay, so you want to see that price action over there. Right, please do not try and catch the bottom as price is falling. Okay, please do not catch the bottom over here. If you have never liquidated an account or a position and you would like to do it to feel what it feels like, go do this. Okay, right. Sol took a big hit today. Any thoughts, Dewald, please? Yeah, let's go and have a look at Solana. Let's go and check it out. Sol. USDT. Let's see. Solana, what are you doing? I saw everyone talking about Solana, so I just want to see what is cooking over here. Wow, yeah, Solana took a big hit, right? Okay, broke this trend, but I mean this trend is not interesting to me anymore. The interesting trend to me is this one. This one looks way more interesting for me for potential breakout now that we've made that little high. Okay, I want to take this. Yeah, I mean, taking a fib from this low to the high, look at that. You tap the 0.88, which increases probabilities that you're more than likely going to come take the low. So it's not looking great for Solana at the moment. Because of that, there's a high probability that it's going to come and take the low, right? You want Solana to have bounced at the 786 maximum target. If Solana bounced here and it built a little bull flaggy, okay, I would have said, okay, chances are higher to go and claim the high. I don't like this. Okay, this structure is not bullish. No bueno. How does Andy say it? No bueno. Right. It is losing the trend, holding the trend, not very convincing over here, right? I don't like that, Legends. You know, I just have to be honest. I don't like that. This retracement went too deep. I don't like it. It looks like it's going to come and claim this low again. So you have to be patient, right? That is the trend that I will wait for the breakout at the moment. So if it maybe does find support, right, you have to wait for the breakout of the trend. You want to see some high time frame candle closes above, and that could give us some upwards momentum, but I don't like that. I would, however, consider a swing failure from the lows. That to me is a much better entry. It dips down, it gets acceptance back above, and it trades above the low. That is a bullish sign. If it continues to fall, I'm not interested in a long. As long as price is trading below this low, I'm not interested in a long. Then I'm going to start looking at these pivots, okay, for swing failure patterns. That one actually looks juicy right over there. But for now, you know, it's still very far away. Just look at this pivot over here. I do think that Solana, from a spot perspective, from an investment perspective, still looks very good. Okay, look at this. This is a simple cup and handle. Very simple. I'm sure you're all familiar with this pattern where you take the measured move from the neckline to the lows over here, and that is your target, $382. It is still consolidating above the cup over here. So if Solana comes back down, okay, this is definitely a zone where it can still find support and then find upwards momentum. So it's still holding the cup line or the handle line. It's still holding the handle line. If Solana gets acceptance back inside of this zone, is not going to look great. Okay, because then you are looking, depending on how price retraces, you're looking at $115, $120 Solana if it gets acceptance back inside the parallel channel over here, which will also potentially invalidate this cup and handle because it's not supposed to get acceptance back inside the handle. Okay. Yeah, I feel your pain, 𝗬𝗍𝗍𝗍. Sick of the cycle now. Everyone waiting for altcoin season. It looks like it wants to start, and then Bitcoin dumps to the downside, dragging all the altcoins with it. So, I mean, yeah, it's very frustrating, right? You can make insane gains with the altcoins, but they can also wreck your portfolio. And this is why I'm currently only in one altcoin trade, which is AR. I'm only in one altcoin trade at the moment. It's AR, and if I get stopped out, I get stopped out with no loss. Okay, because my position is protected. But I must say, some of the structures on some of the altcoins still looks incredible. It really still looks incredible, especially from a spot perspective. Like AR, like Link, like ETH. ETH also, I think ETH is definitely going to have its moment, and it's going to catch people off guard. Right, so on AR, my entry is there, 8.64. That's my entry, right over there, because I played the swing failure from the low. And it broke out, it came back, and I entered over there. And then with this momentum here to the upside, I added a little bit to my position over there, which also created this interesting trend here to the upside. If AR loses the trend and it stops me out, I will consider another swing failure pattern from the lows, okay? It's just what I do because I'm in a free trade. I don't care. I don't mind getting stopped out, okay? If you entered over here and you have your stop loss below this low, you know, and that's a lot of risk that you are exposing yourself to, because from, you know, if you were a top catcher or a FOMO trader over here, I mean, that is a 13% stop loss, and with 10x leverage, you liquidate your position or your account if you went in with your whole account. Right. Where are we? Smash up the like. Yes, smash up the like for the education over here. 𝗬𝗍𝗍𝗍 still on screen. I have taken him off. Right. What else do we buy? What else do we buy? So what I am buying at the moment, or what I have bought at the moment, and what I have also added a little bit more to my spot bag is, okay, AR. I have AR. Because on the logarithmic scale, if I take the noise here out, right, it still looks incredibly juicy. I can count a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This looks awfully corrective. This looks awfully impulsive. You also have the most amount of volume here in your third wave, is what you want to see from an impulse. And we have only now tapped the 0.618 FIP retracement. And it still has a lot of breathing room, because I can tell you guys now, okay, once AR takes off, 1, 2, 3, I want to be inside this wave. I want to be inside that wave before it explodes from a spot perspective. Okay, I don't care about a leverage trade, because the percentage moves is big enough so that you don't have to worry about leverage, because leverage is just going to get you wrecked. As far, you know, as it's dumping you to the downside, and you try and leverage positions, it's just going to bleed out your account. Okay, so from a spot perspective, it is in the zone where I'm adding. Okay, I would like the 786 level. I would like to get the 786 level at $6.43 on AR. So the structure still looks incredibly bullish. It looks incredibly corrective. Where some of the altcoins have already taken the low, AR still looks very strong. And it's not just because I believe in the fundamentals. Technically, it looks amazing. Of course, no financial advice. You do you, you click your button and you apply your own risk management. I'm just here, a crazy dude on YouTube, entertaining everyone, right? Okay, hey Dewald, can you look at, say when you have expect reaching back above $1, right? Leverage is overrated. Yes, I mean, leverage is not overrated if you can practice good risk management, if you can protect your position quick enough, okay, like I've done on AR. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out with no loss. So if you know how to manage your leverage, it's a very powerful tool. But most people are just, you know, I've got $100 account or $1,000 account and I want to turn it into $100,000, and they go crazy with the leverage. They put in their whole position, the entire account, and then they get liquidated. That's the problem with leverage. It's because people use it incorrectly. Right. AR fundamental is also bullish. You know, I haven't done a lot of research on the fundamentals lately, but I do like the project as a whole. I've had AR since the previous bull cycle in 2021, so I really like the fundamentals of the project. What is the situation with Rune? Any updates? Okay, so a lot of altcoin requests coming through, but 𝗖 was here on the list first. Let's go and look at 𝗖. All right, I see it over there. Also, interestingly, from a logarithmic perspective, okay, the trend lines are out of whack. When you change between logarithmic and regular, okay, it does throw the trend lines out of whack. Okay, so don't think that I have just put lines on here that doesn't make any sense. It's because I'm jumping between logarithmic and the regular scale over here. So let's take a flip from the low to the high. Okay, it still has some, if this is the low that needs to be protected, because this is the only price action that I have here on 𝗖, right? You have now just lost the 0.618 level, okay, over here, but you have already tapped it. So next area of support on 𝗖 is 0.1623. And it can still be an impulse here to the upside. This can be part of a larger WXY corrective structure. I just want to check out something here. If I take a trend-based FIP from the high to the low to the high, tapping the 786. I mean, look at that, right? Look at where you got that bounce. Exactly at the 786 from a FIP retracement perspective. I'm not talking about a FIP extension perspective. I'm not talking about the retracement level. The retracement level is from the low to the high, and then you get the 786. But look at how beautifully it bounced there. Okay, but there was also a nice swing failure pattern. Look at that swing failure. Okay, that's what we like to trade, because these swing failure patterns, even if they don't play out, they give you a position that you can protect. So price dips below. As soon as it gets acceptance back above, you enter like a sniper with your stop below the low. Now price is trading above the low, which is a bullish sign. But you can already take your stop loss and protect your position, so that if price falls down lower, you get stopped out with no loss. And maybe it comes down to this 786 over here. I just quickly want to put it back onto regular scale to see if those levels, okay, change. If this is a WXY, the 0.618 from a trend, from a corrective structure perspective, okay, is also a nice Y wave target. If this is a W, this is a X, and this is a Y wave that's still forming here to the downside, the 0.618 at 15 cents is a good zone. It's a really good zone. Okay, I want to see if that 15 cents aligns with the logarithmic. Where is 15 cents over here? 15 cents is over here, right? It's still a little bit lower, but I would pay attention to the regular scale. Don't try and trade the logarithmic, just trade the regular scale. Keep things simple. The levels gets respected for me much better on the regular scale, so I would be looking at this 0.618. These levels gets very well respected. Okay, alternatively, you need to wait for the break of this trend. Okay, so what I would like to see from 𝗖 is it needs to break the trend. It needs to start closing high time frame candle closes above the trend. It needs to change market structure. It needs to take that high. It needs to take that high, create a higher low, and continue and break the trend. Okay, I want to see some local market structure change over here. That is going to be a very interesting long opportunity. Okay, but people don't have the patience. That's the problem. Okay, it's gonna break out over here. People are gonna FOMO in, and right, most probably FOMO in here as well. And then the retracement comes, and now you're underwater, and people then FOMO out of the trade, or they get liquidated if they, had too high leverage positions. I will be very interested in that higher low over there once you've broken market structure. So that's basically what I see here on 𝗖. Right. Hi Dewald, can you analyze Portal? I haven't heard about that Litecoin that altcoin just as yet, but I do know that there was other requests first. Okay, let me just go back here into the comments. Okay, 𝗖 we have done. Any Bitcoin bounce? I have gone, David, I've gone through all the technical analysis on Bitcoin during the first half or the first hour of the live stream. All the levels, the scenarios, my trading plan that I'm watching here on the price of Bitcoin. So you need to just rewind ever so slightly. Can I ask now for the fetch? Yes, I know that you have asked for fetch. Let's go look at fetch, right? Fetch, one of the big AI tokens that got a lot of hype a couple of months ago. Yeah, I mean, this is just looking more and more like WXY corrective structures, okay? Can take this out the way, it's been invalidated, but this structure has not been invalidated just as yet. It's very, very similar to AR. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can count clear 5 waves to the upside. This looks like a WXY, A, B, C, 3-wave corrective structure. And it might look like it's very close to the lows over here, but when you go onto the log scale, it looks much better. Much better. Okay, so now, Don't have a folder over there. I want to take these lines out the way. Just want to clean up the chart ever so slightly. Right, so if I take a fib from this low to the high, drag it across, we have not even tapped the 0.618 level on fetch. Okay, so there's still a lot of breathing room over here. Okay, W, X, Y, A, B, C. I'm not going to go and count the structures in detail, but this looks impulsive and this looks corrective in a 3-wave structure. 5 waves to the upside, 3 waves to the downside. Okay, it looks awfully corrective. You have not even tapped 52 cents just as yet, which is a very bullish structure. So if I had to have my way on fetch, if I had to have my way, and if I had to look at the best possible entry that I could get from a spot bag perspective, is where I have the green box, because I like those 2 pivots over there. I really like those 2 pivots over there. So it would be nice if fetch can get into my box and then get the bounce to the upside. That would be my favorite fetch trade. 52 cents. If I can get 52 cents on fetch, I would be a very happy person. Right, it also is forming here on the regular scale. It's also forming this little trend. So you wait for the breakout. Okay, so you could potentially even take it from that pivot. There's your trend. Beautiful trend. And you guys can see I have my alarm set. I'm waiting. Right? Because if I miss this zone that I'm waiting for and it just decides to break out, my alarm goes off, I will be paying attention. Okay. And I will be very, very patient. I will be very patient. I'm not just gonna, my alarm goes off and I enter like a crazy maniac. I want to see daily, at least 3 days, 4 days, preferably even a weekly candle close outside of the trend before I will make a trading decision, because the momentum to the upside can be so significant. I don't mind entering over here or entering over here or entering over there. I don't mind entering over there, considering the bullish signs and confirmation compared to the gains that can still be made to the upside. $6. That's what I'm looking at on fetch. I'm looking at least $6, at least $7.3. This structure has not been invalidated just as yet. It still has a chance. Okay, it still has a chance. Right. Where you're basically looking at a 1, 2, well, 2 is most probably now there. Okay, so you're looking at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close my position, leave a moon bag open, because it could go higher, because I've only taken into account my conservative target. This is very conservative target, because if you go onto the lock scale, things get crazy. But we do know from third waves on previous structures like 𝗬𝗬 and XRP, okay, they, 𝗬𝗬 went past the 5.618 when it started its third wave. It just went zoop. It just did that. It just went ballistic. Fetch can do the same thing. AR can do the same thing, because these third waves can be very impulsive depending on how much buying pressure is behind it. But third waves are the most impulsive. They carry the most amount of volume, and that's the wave that I want to be in before it happens. Right. And looking at fetch here on the smaller time, or on the logarithmic scale, it still looks great. It's not been invalidated. Look at this. It looks fantastic, man. It looks absolutely fantastic. Okay. Right. Let's go here down to the comments. Okay, thank you. Absolute pleasure. Oh my God, I would be selling at $3. Right. Litecoin to $1,000. Let's go and have a look at Litecoin. Litecoin to the dinosaur coin to $1,000. LTC to $1,000. Let's see. I'm not going to say it's impossible. Let's go on to the regular first. Okay. Let's just Yo, I mean, this was this the March high, the May? This actually looks, Litecoin looks like it's building up for something amazing. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It actually looks amazing, because if I take a flip from this low to the high, it has already bounced on the 786, which is the maximum target you want to see. It's already done the bounce over there, and then it's just been in this consolidation area. And now it has found support above the value area high. So this looks good for Litecoin over here. Where could it go? I want to see if that $1,000 target is realistic. So I just want to see, where did I draw this one from? Okay. I see with my little eye a $825 or $675 target. And these targets are conservative. Can it go to the 2.618? Definitely, because this could be forming a massively long corrective structure in a 2, which actually ended over there. 1, 2, accumulation, and it's getting ready for an explosion here to the upside. So Litecoin does look great, right? Does look like it can hit this target over here. $1,000, yes, that's the 2.618, but from a conservative perspective, I would say 825. That's my conservative target on Litecoin, the dinosaur coin, the coin that everyone has lost interest in. It reminds me of ETH, okay? But Litecoin actually looks more bullish than ETH at the moment, right? I mean, this consolidation area, if I take this value area out the way, this is such a beautiful accumulation zone. Beautiful, beautiful, okay? This is where smart money accumulate. This is, you know, you've already made the low, you haven't taken the low, it accumulates, smart money buys. Now you're above the value area high. And as long as Litecoin can hold this level, you can still get choppy, but I mean, it does look like this is a recipe for continuation here to the upside. It looks really great. I love it. Litecoin looks very strong, especially the longer the consolidation. There's a saying in trading that says the longer the consolidation, the more aggressive the breakout to the upside. Does Litecoin have the possibility to come and claim the high over here at $411? Yes, definitely it has the possibility to do that. What I like to do is I always like to look at the bearish case scenario. Okay, if Litecoin finds acceptance back below this line that I have at $95.19. And what do I mean by acceptance? I'm not talking about the wicks that it's there left behind. That's perfectly fine if it leaves the wicks. You see that wick over there, that wick? Perfectly fine. Happy with those wicks. If you start closing daily candles below this level, the body of daily candles below this level, it's most likely coming down to the bottom of the range again. That's why I'm saying Litecoin needs to hold this area, and it's fine if it wicks below and it gets that wicks. That's perfectly fine, but it needs to hold the zone, which it looks like it wants to do. Okay, so Litecoin looks like it's building up momentum. It's holding a critical level. It's leaving wicks behind, which you want to see. Selling pressure is less than the buying pressure. That's a good sign. If you have a spot bag of Litecoin, hold on. I think it's gonna get nice here to the upside. Litecoin looks really great. Okay, right, and Litecoin can be traded on weeks where you get that free $100. Okay, you can even put 1x on that $100 and trade Litecoin here to the upside if you want, right? And your favorite altcoins as well. Don't go and blow your $100 on being reckless and applying too much leverage on it. You can still make some significant gains with that free $100, okay? By using low leverage picking the coins carefully. You get up to 30k bonus. The more you trade, more money gets airdropped into your account. All you need is an email and a password to sign up. Also get 50% discount on your trading fees. Okay, with all these BS alts in the market right now, Dino coins will do well than others, I believe. Okay, cool. ADA, right. Let's go and have a look at ADA. ADA. I think ADA is also a good one. Yes, I see some of these altcoins up 11%. Just want to go through this list here quick. Yeah, now most of the coins has taken a dump now here to the downside with Bitcoin not behaving. Right, 50 Wood. I'm not sure if anyone has Wood. Wood USDT down 54%. Is that a meme coin? That's why I stay away from memes. Okay. So this structure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 invalidated because this retracement went too deep. Okay, so let me just take this scribble, and I mean, look at where ADA rejected. Beautiful. This is why the 1.618 targets that I have is so critical and so beautiful. When I take a trend-based fib from the low to the high to the low, 1.618 is where ADA got the rejection to perfection, falling here to the downside. Can you guys see why these levels are such good profit-taking areas? Okay, but the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has now been invalidated, which is actually good news for ADA. It really is good. It's better news because after a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what do you get after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? An ABC back to the downside. And then you get a third wave back to the upside after this correction is done. So the fact that this retracement went so deep is actually more bullish, potentially more bullish for ADA, but there's a clear invalidation. So when I look at this structure here on ADA, okay, there's a trend. That one I'm just going to delete for now. And I just want to explain why did the fourth wave get invalidated, because you take a fib from 2 to 3, okay, and when a fourth wave taps the 0.618, which it did, okay, I just want to take some of these targets out the way. When a fourth wave taps the 0.618, it's invalidated. This fourth wave is no more fourth wave. Fourth wave has a maximum target of the 50%. So if it found support over there and it did that, I would have said, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. Now we're going into a deeper correction. This does look like it's building up a double 1, 2. So I can take that out the way. I don't need that anymore. I just want to put that fifth wave over there. This looks like it's building up a 1, 2, 1, 2, which is more bullish, because what do you get after a double 1, 2? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You get a massively impulsive third wave to the upside. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the more 1, 2s you have, the more bullish. So this is potentially what ADA is building up. It has a 1, 2, and now it has another 1, 2. And the invalidation is that low over there. So ADA, legends, when I look at all these altcoins that I'm analyzing for everyone over here, I think we're going to have an insane altcoin season if these structures don't get invalidated, because the invalidation for this 1, 2 is the low. That's your invalidation. Okay. So it's only over until ADA takes this low. If ADA takes the low at 27 cents, it's not going to look good for the bulls. It really is not going to look good for the bulls, right? But it still has so much breathing room. And the fact that it's almost tapped the 786 over here tells me that ADA has a chance that this could be the low, and it's going to consolidate and chop, chop, chop. And once it breaks this trend, Oh, double 1-2. Yes, they get absolutely insane. I mean, when I take a trend-based fib from this little pivot to the high, to the low, I drag it across, you can see that this 1-2 tapped the 1.618. Okay, now I do the same thing with this little structure from the low to the high to this low over here. That 1.618 is at $2.2. Okay, but now you have to consider if it's building up a double 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, you get a 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. It has to end the same way it started. So you could potentially, from a conservative perspective, look at $3, maybe even $4 over here in this zone is where I see that ADA could potentially go to, right? But it has a clear invalidation at 27 cents. That is your invalidation. That actually looks pretty good. And I do like the green volume that's still in the majority. You have more green volume than selling pressure at the moment, which shows me that there's strength building up over here. Same as with Litecoin. I do see more bullishness in some of the altcoins, and I know people have lost faith. People are saying the altcoin season is not going to come, and it actually looks like some of these structures are building up for something amazing. I just want to see from a timing perspective. Let's go on to the 8-hour. Now where it becomes interesting, okay, from a timing perspective. So that is your low, right? That is your low. So I want to take the time fib from the low to the high and see where we are. Okay, so from a timing perspective, how long the correction can still take. This low was made after the minimum requirement. Ideally, you would like the corrective structure to end here by the 1-to-1 extension, where you have a 1-to-1 ratio and then you explode to the upside. It doesn't necessarily have to take the low. It just, the corrective structure can still create an A, B, C, D, E, or A, B, C, D, E. It forms a little flag and then it breaks out. And that is the end of your corrective structure that does not necessarily have to take the low. A lot of people think that that is the end of the corrective structure. And then this bullish structure over here is the start of the bullish structure. No, your correction actually ends over here. And you do get corrective structures that does not have to take the low again. In a Y wave, WXY, and the Y wave usually ends with a triangle. Okay, right. So that is the technical analysis here on, well, the larger time frame technical analysis on ADA. It actually looks incredible. Really love it. Love it, love it, love it. I mean, what a beautiful swing failure pattern. I'm going to this is where I got into ADA from a day trade perspective. I got into ADA. I remember it like it was yesterday, and I still have it here. This is where I got into ADA. Right over here. That little breakout, bullish pennant, that is where I got into ADA. There was another breakout and it just continued. There was another breakout here to the upside. And then when we hit that 1.618 is where I took profits. Okay, because that's what I do. I take profits when we hit certain levels, especially if you hit a 1.618 level. It's a very powerful level. Right, and ADA can also be traded on weeks. First link down in the description where you get that free $100. Cool, legends, I have unfortunately run out of time. Weeks answered me pretty fast. Yeah, I know the support team are quite glued up, right? We also have direct access to the Weeks support group inside of our Discord community. So if you go and sign up to our Legends Pro community over here, we also have a Weeks support section where if you post comments there, the Weeks support team has access to those comments. So if you don't want to go through the Weeks support channels, you can also use our channels over here. Cool, legends. Thank you so much for joining today's live stream. And Smash up that like on your way out. If you're not a subscriber, make sure that you subscribe to the channel for future technical analysis. We have our trading plan all mapped out here on Bitcoin. We're waiting for those zones to get hit, and then we will take trading decisions with good risk management. Until the next one, have a great evening, afternoon, morning. Cheers for now.